Welcome back, everybody. I'm here at the comic book store because it is new comic book day Wednesday. You guys know the drill. I'm at Casablanca Comics. They always got the hookups. I'm here to get my new comic book day hauls. After that, guys, hopefully you know the drill by now. We're going to be talking about last week's comic books. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I want to talk about from last week. Do some quick reviews for you guys, let you know my quick thoughts. After that, we're going to be doing a tier list. Very special tier list. It's all of the absolute titles from DC, all of the ultimate titles from Marvel, all in a big tier list, ranked against each other. I'll give you guys my thoughts on each series. I'm curious to know how you guys would rank things too, so definitely let me know in the comments. After we do this tier list, guys, we're going to talk about my comic book TBR for the month of February. All of the graphic novels, omnis, deluxe editions, trade paperbacks, all that good stuff that I'm planning on reading in the month of February. Let me know what you guys plan on reading in the month of February as well. I'm always adding things to my TBR. Really appreciate it. But yeah, that's the plan for New Comic Book Day for February 5th. All right, we're back. Just got out of the comic book store. You guys are seeing it. 13 pickups from Casablanca Comics. My pick of the week, it's got to be Absolute Superman, guys. You kidding me? Absolute Superman. This series is on fire, man. It keeps leveling up issue after issue. I'm excited to see, the Krypton stuff was cool, but let's get back to it, bro. I'm excited. Jason Aaron, Sandoval, of course. Close second for pick of the week, all right? The Ultimates, issue number 9. Dennis Camp just killing it. So it's tough, man. It's tough to pick between these series. I heard this one's really good, but I'm having a ton of fun with this series. So those are my two, most anticipated reads this week for sure. The Ultimates, issue number 9, and Absolute Superman, issue number 4. So yeah, really cool stuff there. From DC, we also have Two-Face, issue number 3. I've been loving the series. Christian Ward written with Varis on the art. It's all about, Harvey Dent's trying to go good again, and the Two-Face personality is trapped in his mind prison, trying to get out. So that'll be fun. I'm sure he won't stay in there for long, guys. Two-Face, issue number 3. We have Poison Ivy, issue number 30. G. Will Wilson keeps continuing this awesome series. The thing about this series, right? It's this issue in particular is special because it's a flip book. So you guys can read the first part of the story, the second part of the story. I love flip books, dude. It's like my favorite comic book gimmick. Never get tired of it. Poison Ivy, issue number 30. Interesting stuff there. JSA, issue number 4. Jeff Lemire written, man. Have a ton of fun with this. The younger members of the JSA have to figure out what's going on with the older members of the JSA that are stuck somewhere. And, a lot of chaos is ensuing, but the family dynamic is ringing true for sure. That's something that you probably want from a JSA title, and Jeff Lemire is just knocking it out of the park. Really cool artwork too, man. Also, kind of looks like the Hulk on the cover. Was that Solomon Grundy? Anyways, cool stuff through JSA number 4. Birds of Prey, issue number 18. Kelly Thompson written series here. This starts a new arc, and I just have so much fun with this series, man. Just seeing all the birds in action, really great group dynamics. Black Canary is the leader. We got Cassandra Cain, Big Barda. I mean, just an awesome series, man. Having a ton of fun with it. I said it before, I'm never dropping this series, man. That is my promise to you. Birds of Prey, issue number 18. You keep making them, DC, I'll keep buying them, right? Speaking of Cassandra Cain, we got Batgirl, issue number 4. Loving this series, man. The dynamics between Cassandra Cain and Shiva, it's really complex stuff there. Mother and daughter relationship. We're talking about a lot of action as well. Really great action. I mean, just look at this, dude. Miyazawa just killing it on the art there. And yeah, man, just really enjoying this series. It's Shiva and Cassandra Cain are on the run from an assassin ninja organization or whatever. So the story is just moving along really so far, but it's the characterizations that I really think that Tate Bromble is nailing. So yeah, Cassandra Cain starring in her own Batgirl series, having a lot of fun with that. Batman issue 157, guys. This is an end of an era. Chip Zdarsky's run on Batman is over. It's over, dude. Hush 2 is coming, man. I'm not ready for Hush 2. I don't really want Hush 2. But Chip Zdarsky and Jimenez closing out their epic run. And I don't know, man. We'll have thoughts on it when it's all over, said and done, and we have time to kind of marinate on it. But I think Chip Zdarsky's run overall, maybe it's a little bit disappointing in terms of what it could have been, right? He never reached the Daredevil heights that he had over at Marvel Comics. That's what everybody was looking for in this series. And I don't know personally if Chip Zdarsky ever landed, met those high, lofty expectations. Let's keep it moving. Last DC pickup for the week, Batman Off-World issue number 6. Closing out this Jason Aaron written series. This series has taken forever to come out, dude. Forever. And you know why, dude? Look down there, guys. You see the name? Doug Mahnke. I love him, dude. You love Doug. Just incredible artwork. I mean, his penciling is like top tier, second to none. But man, if it's a Doug Mankey book, it's probably going to get delayed. But I've been loving it, man. Hopefully they can close it out strong. This is all about Batman, who's trying to level up and learn how to better fight aliens. So he's off in space trying to do that, trying to free an entire planet at this point from an organization called like the Black Suns. Some really creepy alien dudes. So Batman doing his thing out in space. A lot of fun with that series. We just have 4 single issues left, guys. These are all indie series. We have Exorcism at 1600 pen. This is a horror series from IDW. It's all about, you know, the president's daughter gets a demon up in her, guys. So they need an exorcism at the White House. Really fun stuff here so far. Vanessa Del Rey's artwork is just incredible. It's just insane. So yeah, definitely a highlight for me is the artwork, and the story is pretty interesting so far. I think this might close it out from Hannah Rose May. Big fan of Hannah Rose May's other work. So yeah, man, 1600 pen, Exorcism, dude, at the White House. Can't go wrong with that. Issue number 3. Dark Empty Void from Mad Cave Studios, issue number 3. Really loving the series from Zach Kaplan. It's all about this group of scientists that kind of discover a black hole. They create a black hole, and they go inside of it to explore kind of what's going on, man. So really great sci-fi stuff. But just look at the artwork, man. It's crazy. It's like one of the best looking comic books on stands right now, dude. I swear to God. So yeah, Dark Empty Void from Mad Cave. Definitely check it out. Cruel Kingdom from EC Comics, Oni Press, and the new EC Comics label. This is a dark fantasy horror anthology. The issue number 1 was really cool, man. So if you're into dark fantasy, definitely check this out, dude. Got a lot of really strong creative teams attached to this as well. Chris Condon, really fan of Dave Lapham as a artist too. So yeah, Cruel Kingdom issue number 3, check it out. Cruel Kingdom issue number 2, sorry. And then last pickup for today, In Bloom issue number 2 from Boom Studios, dude. Big fan of John J. Pearson. I guess this story is all about, you know, like if you start like evolving, you're sick, bro. You're dope. Everybody wants to evolve and get like these crazy like fungus. It's like seen as like an upgrade, dude. Like if you don't have a 3rd arm from this fungus, you're a loser, brother. So really interesting stuff here, dude, with the great artwork from John J. Pearson. Just a really crazy setup, dude. So I'm excited to get into it. Now that issue number 1 and 2 are out, I'm looking forward to binging those. But yeah, that's what I got for New Comic Book Day, February 5th, man, from Casablanca Comics. Let me know what you guys are picking up down in the comments. And yeah, stay tuned because we're going to talk about last week's comics, do some quick reviews. So let's talk about last week's comic books. Let's do some quick reviews. First one I'm going to talk about is The Seasons issue number 1. This is a new series from Image Comics. You guys are seeing the artwork here. I forgot who the artist is. It's like Azteca or something. Sorry, man. I shouldn't even say the name if I don't know it. But anyways, it's written by Rick Remender. You guys know I'm a big Rick Remender fan. And this first issue was really great. It's all about this girl who is from like a legendary detective family, and something's going wrong with the family. Like the mother and father have gone missing. So it's up to like these sisters and trying to find out what happened to their family. But in this first issue, it's about the main character, and she's just like trying to catch a letter. Honestly, like, it sounds kind of crazy, but this series has this first issue is like a lot of movement. It's a lot of action as this girl is just running through the city trying to catch this letter that was sent to her from her sister. We learn to find out, but it's a really, really interesting kind of look at this world. I think like this circus comes to town and like ruins your town. Like they haunt you, they kill you, like something weird goes on when the circus comes to town, and it looks like this main character, the circus is already here, bro. So she might be a little bit too late, but how that's kind of tied into the mystery behind her missing family, her missing parents or whatever, it's some interesting stuff, man. So The Seasons issue number 1, definitely check it out. I think Rick Remender is cooking with this one, dude. Also came out last week is Ice Cream Man issue number 43. So this was a great issue, man. The thing about this one was that it is a bunch of horror stories, right? But they're all one-page horror stories from some of the top creative team in the game right now. So like for example, the issue by Zoe Thorogood, like the one page, was like a tribute to her passed away brother. So just some really like heart-wrenching stuff in here. And each page is its own story. So it's a really unique kind of take on the whole horror anthology stuff that we've been seeing lately. So yeah, Ice Cream Man 43, definitely check it out. I think it's an experiment that definitely worked for sure. Spectrum issue number 2. This is from my good buddy Dave Chisholm doing the art and Rick Quinn writing. Issue number 1 was great. Don't get me wrong, the Spectrum, I loved it. But the story was kind of like, you know, you're kind of just dropped into this crazy world and like crazy visuals are going on, like multiversal type thing. Issue number 2 kind of plants and kind of lands it, kind of lands the plane or whatever. We get where the story's going. It's going to be these 2 girls that are trying to like run from this like organization. So it's going to be like some kind of dimension hopping kind of vibes to it. That's kind of what I get from it. But yeah, Spectrum number 2 was just knocking it out of the park, man. Dave Chisholm is just such an incredible artist. Great stuff there. X-Men issue number 11 from Peach Momoko. So this was a good issue. I mean, you guys know I've been liking the X-Men series, the Ultimate X-Men series, but I might drop it, dude. I might drop it. I hate to say that because I really have been enjoying overall what Peach Momoko has been doing, but like, all right, man, I get it. Let's move this story. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. She's being stalked by the Shadow Dude. Like, okay, cool. Like the cult's doing stuff. Like, okay, cool. Like, let's get it going. In my opinion, dude, I think the pacing for all these Ultimate titles are just kind of whack. But yeah, Ultimate X-Men issue number 11. I might drop the series, bro. I might drop the series. And then, last but not least, Dust to Dust out of Image Comics. This is a horror, not a horror, a kind of like a noir detective story that takes place during the Dust Bowl. So there is a murder during the dust storm, and the sheriff of the town's got to try to figure it out or whatever. It's got some really great artwork. The story's not like anything too crazy. I think that it's cool from like a historical aspect. If you guys haven't checked out like a lot of media from the Dust Bowl or whatever, like it's got that cool kind of painted style. All the nods to like history and all that stuff is pretty cool. It's an interesting mystery so far, I guess, but nothing like too crazy. Maybe trade weighted if you guys are looking at it, or if you guys like the art, definitely check it out. But maybe trade weighted, not gonna lie. But yeah, those are the things that came out last week for New Comic Book Day. We'll look forward to next week, guys. We'll talk about all of these pickups, right? We'll talk about them next week. But right now, dude, I want that burger, so be right back. Really quickly, guys, I got some packages from some comic book companies, man. They take good care of your boy. We got 2 different companies sending me stuff. The first one up, let's just do it because it's already out. We got something from Distillery, dude. Distillery Media. You guys know I'm a huge fan of what Distillery does. They've got this here, Spectrograph, okay? New hardcover. Been loving all the Distillery hardcovers, man. Thank you guys for sending this my way. Spectrograph is by James Tynion IV and Christian Ward. So if you guys are familiar with Christian Ward's artwork, he's got a very cool style. And of course, it's written by James Tynion IV. So you know it's a horror story. You know it's a good one. I'm looking forward to... I read Spectrograph issue number 1 and 2, I believe, when they sent it out to me. But now I can read the entire series in this hardcover. Love it. Thank you guys for that. Next up, we got some stuff from Mad Cave Studios, man. And, you know, shout out Mad Cave Studios. They've been having just an incredible couple of months. Like their last year, 2024, was incredible. And then they're looking to keep the momentum going into 2025, man. So they sent me some trade paperbacks and a single issue. Let's start off with the single issue, right? So this is called Kill Train, issue number 1. Really interesting premise here. It's all about, I guess it takes place in New York City. And because of like overpopulation, they're going to send some people who, you know, you ride the train one day, turns out you're on the kill train. This entire train is going to, you know, be sent to die everybody on board to keep the population under control, right? So really interesting premise. This girl and I guess these people are going to try to get off the kill train. So yeah, interesting kind of setup there. Thank you guys for sending this my way. This came out last week too. So January 29th, guys, go pick up Kill Train if that sounds interesting to you. Next up, we have some trade paperbacks. Coming out on February 4th, we have Mugshots trade paperback. So this is an interesting, like, look at the art style, right? It's like, it's very cool cartooning. Really like the use of colors throughout this. It's like a detective noir type of story, right? So I really like this this unique art style. It really jumped out to me. So thank you guys for sending this my way. Mugshots, dude. That comes out, like I said, February 4th. You looking forward to getting into that? You guys know I'm all about the crime and noir genre, right? Next up, we've got Dick Tracy, dude. This is available now. Of course, Mad Cave Studios got the Dick Tracy license. They're bringing this character back. And this is an ongoing series. So this includes the first 1 through 5 issues, right? So Dick Tracy, I'm excited about this, man. They sent me issue number 1, and I loved it. You know, got your classic yellow detective there, dude, doing his thing. I'm excited about Dick Tracy, dude. Looking forward to that. That's going to be something I read pretty quickly. And then finally, this is also available now. We have Gotcha Man. So written by Cullen Bunn. I don't know too much about Gotcha Man. It's a character that always looked really interesting to me. Mad Cave Studios obviously has the license for Gotcha Man. So yeah, dude, definitely check out Gotcha Man. Looks like you know, like a superhero team sort of thing, right? So that's kind of the vibe. So look forward to, you know, check out Gotcha Man at some point. Chris Batista, Carlos Lopez, and Buddy as well as the creative team. So yeah, along with Cullen Bunn. So yeah, man, that's everything they sent me, dude. Mad Cave Studios hooking me up with a bunch of trades, and then Distillery hooking me up with a nice hardcover, dude. So shout out Distillery, shout out Mad Cave Studios. You guys are always taking good care of your boy. Welcome back, everybody, to a very special kind of video. Today we're taking a look at all of the Ultimate titles over at Marvel Comics and all of the Absolute titles over the DC Comics, and we're gonna create a tier list. All right, we're gonna rank them against each other. I saw a bunch of other people doing this. They were just doing, like, you know, a regular top 10 list or whatever. I thought it'd be fun to do a tier list, dude. So I'm a big fan of these tier lists. This is what we got, all right? So I got my iPad here with the tier list. We have all of the Ultimate Universe titles that have been released so far, all of the Absolute titles that have been released so far, and then also we'll talk about a little bit the upcoming Absolute titles that are going to be released starting next month, actually. I think the next one starts next month. So yeah, let's get into it, dude. Starting with Ultimate Spider-Man, the series that started it all over at the Ultimate, over at Marvel Comics, the series that started this entire Ultimate New Universe off. You guys might know this is like my favorite Ultimates title for sure. It's going right there in the must pull read day one tier. So yeah, every time Ultimate Spider-Man comes out, it's immediately like usually my pick of the week. You guys might know that if you've been watching my new Comic Book Day videos. Easily, it's got to go on the very top there. And then also, once we get into it, we'll be, you know, moving around the tiers a little bit if need be. So yeah, so Ultimate Spider-Man, that's got to be a must-pull read day one. Next up, we got Ultimate Black Panther. All right, so this series, a little bit hit or miss for me, not gonna lie. I think that this, actually, you know what? A lot of the Ultimate titles, their biggest issue is just pacing. You know, we'll be on issue 13 of Ultimate Black Panther, and I really do feel like nothing has happened. So Ultimate Black Panther, you guys might know, I've actually already dropped it off my pull list and replaced it with another series that we'll get into later, but I'm gonna go Ultimate Black Panther is trade, wait, / read digitally. Since I've dropped it off my pull list, it's definitely a series that I'm gonna continue reading and, you know, staying up to date with as much as I can over on Marvel Unlimited. I think they're like 3 months behind. So yeah, that's where Ultimate Black Panther is going to be for me. Not a bad series by any means, but just some pacing issues, man. I really do feel like, I don't know, nothing really of substance was happening in each issue. You know, they're building up to this giant like battle, this giant war between the evil Moon Knight or whatever, and I think the battle was over in like one punch, I feel. So I don't know, man. I just got issues with Ultimate Black Panther. Next up, Absolute Batman. Absolute Batman has been a standout series so far, man. I think I'm gonna I'll put it up here to start, okay? So Absolute Batman, of course, we have Scott Snyder coming back onto a Batman title. We have Nick Dragotta's incredible artwork. I've been loving Absolute Batman. I think each issue just knocks it out of the park more and more. It keeps leveling up. And you guys know I'm a DC guy, right? So with Batman being, I guess, my favorite superhero. So I gotta read that day one every single time it comes out. It's always on the top of my stack. Usually my pick of the week. So yeah, that's where we're going with Absolute Batman. We might move it down a little bit if need be, but that's where I feel my gut check, where I'm putting it to start. Absolute Batman, just a standout series. Next up, the Ultimates. The Ultimates from Marvel Comics. This is the like superhero team in the Ultimate Universe. You know, we've got like a very interesting lineup. I really do like this lineup. And I guess the way I feel about this Ultimates title is like, each issue could be like a standout issue, but the entire series overall with the Ultimates, right? Like, where is it going? What's the direction? Like, we're building up to the Maker getting released or whatever, and it's like, okay, all right, let's move on with like the overarching story, right? but each individual issue can be really stand out. Like the Fantastic Four issue, right? Issue number 4 of the Ultimates. That was an excellent issue. You're telling 4 different stories at the same time. Really great use of paneling and you know, comic book fundamentals and all that stuff. Really great issue there. You have another standout like the America Chavez one. That one's pretty cool. The Hawkeye one. That one was cool too. It's like, so I guess I hope I'm making sense there. Like each issue might be really good and stand out, but the entire series overall, it's like, all right, man, I get it. Like you're recruiting like a new member every single issue, but what's like the overall story? Let's start pushing it. So the Ultimates, dude, I'm gonna put must pull top of the stack. It's definitely probably my second favorite. Well, maybe that's a spoiler, but it's up there in terms of Ultimate series for me. It's definitely something I read top of the stack. Must pull, obviously, definitely a standout series from Marvel Comics, and it's usually at the top of the stack. Next up, Ultimate Wonder Woman. Ultimate Wonder Woman, dude. You guys want to hear a hot take? Dude? I like Ultimate Wonder Woman better than, Absolute Wonder Woman better than Absolute Batman. So Ultimate Wonder Woman, right? I keep saying Ultimate. Absolute Wonder Woman. We have, you know, Kelly Thompson. We have Hayden Sherman, and we have Jordi Belair. Just an insane creative team. And I don't know, man. This one I'm having, like the story so far, it's not been a ton that's been happening, right? It's been Diana versus this Tetra Hive or whatever the big monster is called, right? And Diana's trying to figure out how to save all these different people. So in terms of the story, not a ton has happened so far, but I don't know, man. This team is really just cooking. You instantly, like they get Diana's characterization so well, even though this is like a completely new take of Diana. I think the use of magic and all that stuff is really cool. And Hayden Sherman's art, man, really does just take it above, like take it to that next level for me. So Absolute Wonder Woman, dude, is just a standout series. And I think nowadays I'm liking it more than Absolute Batman, which might be a hot take, man. Might be a hot take, but definitely enjoying this Absolute Wonder Woman series. Can't wait for the next one. That's another one that's always my pick of the week, pretty much. So next up, Ultimate X-Men. Ultimate X-Men, written and drawn by Peach Momoko. This series is probably most comparable to like, I don't know, like a Pixar movie almost, in terms of kind of like the setup, right? Like it's this young, this group of teenagers in Japan, or whatever the Japanese area is called in this Ultimate Universe, you know, taken over by the Makers Council and that sort of thing. But, you know, we're slowly building up this team. They're sort of trying to figure out what's going on. There's like this cult of mutants that's been going, doing kind of nefarious things. So yeah, I don't know. It's very intriguing, kind of the plot points they have going in Ultimate X-Men, but it's not a series that, I don't know. I'm gonna say must pull right now. So, you know, whenever it comes out, sometimes it might be the pick of the week if it's like a smaller week. I really do enjoy Peach Momoko's art in the direction of the story, but like the other Ultimate series, I think it just has like pacing issues. Like, let's keep it moving, you know, let's keep it moving. I feel like we're on issue 11 just came out. We're in like the 3rd arc. I feel like we should start getting somewhere a little bit more, a little bit quicker. But Ultimate X-Men, definitely a must-pull series. That's where I'm putting it for now. Absolute Superman, dude. Absolute Superman. Just insane stuff. I mean, we got Sandoval on the art, and then we have, not Joshua Williamson, Jason Aaron writing it, right? And I've been loving this take on Clark Kent. It's kind of interesting though, right? So with this series, we only have 3 issues out at this point with Ultimate Superman. With Absolute Superman. Why do I keep saying Ultimate? Anyways, Absolute Superman, right? We only have 3 issues out. There was 2 initial issues, and the 3rd one was focused on Krypton before it exploded, right? So we saw all of Kal-El's life on Krypton, a little bit more insight on that. So this series has been really good so far, but there hasn't been enough for me to like, okay, cool, this is like a must-read day one. I'm gonna put it right there. I think I'm liking it. I think this, okay, here's how I'll put it, right? Absolute Superman has a ton of potential, right? So we know Jason Aaron, we gotta let him cook for a little bit, but I do think that the direction they're going with the character in the world, this new Lois Lane is like really cool too. So I want to see more of it. I'm excited about it. That's where I'm gonna put it. Every issue I really anticipate. So I'm gonna put it above the Ultimates. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Next up, dude, we got Ultimate Wolverine. Ultimate Wolverine. There's only been one issue out of this so far, but man, what a standout issue, dude. I think I'm gonna put Ultimate Wolverine. We're gonna put it as a must pull. There's only been one issue out, right? So we have Chris Condon, who I'm a huge fan of, writing it. We have Cappuccio on the art. I love Cappuccio's stuff when they were working with Jed MacKay on the Moon Knight stuff. Just incredible penciling and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna put Ultimate Wolverine as a must pull, and I'm sure we'll see it maybe move up if we do this segment more often. I'm sure we'll see this move up. Yeah, so that's kind of how we're looking for the absolute titles and the ultimate titles that have released so far from Marvel Comics and DC Comics. In terms of what's not out yet, I'll kind of put these in order of what I'm most anticipating to least. So most anticipating, dude, it's got to be Jeff Lemire's Absolute Flash. I am super hyped for this, dude. I think the art that they've released so far, all the different previews have been stand out. I really do think that Jeff Lemire is going to be cooking, dude. We got a teenage Wally West, right? Just learning, coming into his own with his powers. There's no other Mantle, right? He's going to be like the first Flash of this universe or whatever. So there's no one to kind of teach him. He's got to learn it all on his own. I think this series has a ton of promise. I really do think that Absolute Flash is going to be a standout one. So yeah, really anticipating that. Absolute Martian Manhunter is next up, dude. I think that Dennis Camp has been really surprising me. Obviously the writer of the Ultimates. So I've been really anticipating this Absolute Martian Manhunter series. And then we have the artist is Javier Rodriguez, I believe, right? They did that series Zatanna Bring Down the House. They were doing the art for that. So I really do think that this series is going to be really stand out, dude. So Absolute Martian Manhunter. And then Absolute Green Lantern, man. So we got Al Ewing coming in right in this series. I'm a pretty big fan of Al Ewing. I mean, there's still like a bunch of his series that I still need to get into, like, you know, Immortal Hulk is the big one that I still got to read. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Al Ewing stuff. I don't know, the Green Lantern is just not like my favorite, you know, group of characters in all of DC Comics. So it's a little bit lower for me in terms of anticipation. But, you know, it's supposed to be like a horror kind of take on Green Lantern. So I'm excited for that. Definitely going to pick it up for sure once it comes out. It's definitely going to be a series that I'm pulling, but I'm not anticipating it as much as Absolute Flash and Absolute Green Martian Manhunter for sure. So yeah, that's how I think I'll do the tier list, man. Is this where I'm going to leave it? Let me think about any like last minute changes, right? I'm gonna go like that. Okay, that's it. This is the final tier list, right? We've got must pull read day one, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman, and Ultimate Spider-Man. Those are my three favorite series, pretty much on the stands right now. Next up, we've got must pull top of the stack. So these are things that maybe I don't read day one. Maybe I'll read like the day after New Comic Book Day or whatever. We got Ultimate, the Ultimate series, but then even higher than that, we have Absolute Superman, which I've really been enjoying. Next tier down, we have a must pull series, right? So Ultimate X-Men and Ultimate Wolverine. Really been enjoying those, excited to keep pulling them. I'm gonna do this though. I think that in terms of anticipation, I'm more anticipating an Ultimate Wolverine than an Ultimate X-Men, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we're gonna rank those ones. Next up, we've got trade rate or digital. I've got Ultimate Black Panther. I've got some qualms with this series. I think it's a little bit flawed. Still a series I think is worth reading, and kind of how it fits into the Ultimate Universe is still pretty cool, but that's a series that I'm going to be trade weighting or digital. And then finally, the series that are not out, the Absolute 3 series that are coming out soon. That's what we got, man. That's my tier list for the Ultimate Universe and the Absolute Universe combined all in one. That's how we're doing it. So in the future, man, once these series come out, these Absolute series and some more Ultimate series, we'll definitely be updating this tier list as we go. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of my tier list? Did I make any misses? How would you guys rank these different things? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody. Today's video, we're talking my February comic book TBR. So all the different comic books that I'm looking to read in the month of February. As you guys can see, got an omnibus there on the bottom. Then we've got a deluxe edition, and then we've got 2 trades on the top. All right, so let's get into it. There's a lot of different things that I chose to read in February. Let's see if I can make it through. We're gonna give it a shot. First up, we've got The Avengers by Jonathan Hickman omnibus, dude. You guys are seeing, this is a thick one, volume number 1. You guys know it was one of my reading goals to read more of Jonathan Hickman's like epic Marvel saga. I really enjoyed the Fantastic Four stuff that I read last year. Continue it. with the Avengers stuff, man. Looking forward to getting into this. I'll show you guys a little bit of the art in a second too, once I show you everything that I'm reading, but let's take off the dust jacket as well. I know a lot of people like to see. Oh, nice. Just got the Avengers A. Very classic, very clean. Omnibus, all white. We'll show you the art in a second. Next up, the deluxe edition of the month. Deluxe edition of the month, we're going The New Frontier. Darwin Cook, Dave Stewart, dude. Never read this series before, guys. I've never read The New Frontier before. The reason why I chose this is because right now I'm reading The Catwoman of East End Omnibus, and it features a lot of different work from Darwin Cook, of course written by Ed Brubaker, but the first fourth or something is got artwork from Darwin Cook. So I wanted to keep it going, man. That wasn't enough Darwin Cook for me. Let's dive in and read some of the best of the best. That's what everybody says. Ooh, I like this one. Very nice. Underneath, dude, you got a little wraparound. That's very cool, dude. Awesome. Darwin Cook artwork. But yeah, wasn't enough Darwin Cook artwork in this Catwoman omnibus. The rest of the artists, you know, very Darwin Cook inspired, but I wanted some of the real deal, man. So we got New Frontier. Excited to get into this. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think of the New Frontier, man? I'm excited about that. Next up, you know, guys, one of my goals to read Ed Brubaker. You guys know it. So we've got a Reckless book. So this is book number 2 of the Reckless series by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. This follows, like, you know, just the book called Reckless. This is the second one, The Friend of the Devil. So we're going to get into this. I've only read book number 1 of the Reckless series. It's a very good series. I like the character Ethan Reckless. He is your guy. You know, he's if you need to crack some heads, you need someone to crack some heads, you call Ethan Reckless. He's that kind of guy. I really do think that, oh, these are cool too, because, you know, they're like different anthology series, right? So they're not necessarily in a row. I think this one was like a prequel to the previous Reckless series, if I'm right, or maybe it's, I don't remember. I don't know if this is before the previous Reckless series or after, but I know that the Reckless series is like an anthology, just different points in Ethan's life or whatever. So we're getting into this, man. We're excited about it. We'll show you the art in a second as well. I know I keep saying that. One of my goals was to read more Superman this year, right? So we got Tom King's Superman Up in the Sky with, you know, Andy Kubert's artwork, of course. Just another Superman series that I've never read before. I've heard really good things about it, though. You guys know I'm a pretty big fan of Tom King. I mean, I know a lot of people like to, it seems like the cool thing is to hate on Tom King nowadays, but I love him, man. He hasn't led me astray so far. Haven't read his Batman series, and his Wonder Woman series that's going right now is okay, but just the King of Minis, dude. I love Tom King's a lot of his series, so we're gonna King of Minis, King of Maxis, right? So we're gonna be giving Superman Up in the Sky a read this month. Getting ready for the Superman movie, dude. Excited about that. Let's get into some artwork, man. So talking about that Avengers, the Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, dude. Like I was saying, dude, I really enjoyed the Fantastic Four stuff that I was reading, and this seems like a direct continuation of that. I think this literally just follows it up. The thing that I really like about the Fantastic Four series by Jonathan Hickman, it was like this giant epic Marvel saga that had a really great payoff at the end. And I've heard that, you know, Jonathan Hickman just continues it going with his Avengers series. So we're going to be, you know, we're getting into this. We're very excited about it. It's going to be cool too, because follow it up with volume number 2 at some point this year as well. And also, man, I just got to say, I don't know, I have not read a bunch of Avengers material before, man. Obviously, you know about the Avengers team and obviously the movies and everything, but this will be my first ever like Avengers title that I'm going to be reading. So very excited about it, man. Very cool artwork all throughout. I guess I kind of wish that it was like a more consistent artist maybe, because it does seem like it jumps from different art styles. But, you know, some of the covers in the back there. But yeah, man, Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, Omnibus Volume number 1. Very excited to get into that. We'll see, man. This is a thick boy. February is a shorter month, obviously, and we're a little bit behind. It's Feb 5th already, but we're going to be trying to read this month. Next up, let's take a look at that, you know, the Darwin Cook New Frontier, man. So just incredible stuff. I'm really glad I got my hands on this deluxe edition. I mean, just immediately flipping, dude. I'm just falling in love with Darwin Cook's artwork. Just that classic kind of style. No one does it like Darwin Cook. Rest in peace to the great, the GOAT. Yeah, and I was loving his stuff in Catwoman, dude. So I just really wanted to read some more Darwin Cook. Had this on my TBR for a really long time. Let's get it done. Let's read it. See what everybody's been talking about. This is a very hyped series, obviously. So yeah, man, love it, dude. A lot of cool bonus material in the back as well. It looks like. So, New Frontier, Darwin Cook and Dave Stewart goodness. Can't wait to get into that. I'll show you guys a little bit of the Reckless artwork, right? So if you're familiar with Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips' past work, this is gonna look familiar. It's the Sean Phillips, like, you know, dark inky noir kind of style. This must have coloring from his, colors from Jacob Phillips, who's Sean Phillips' son. Little duo there, pretty cool. But yeah, man, so this is just the character of Ethan Reckless, trying to figure out what's going on, gonna crack some heads. I think he's like a private investigator sometimes if he wants to be. You just hire him to do kind of the odd jobs that you might want to, that you need someone like Ethan to take care of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So Reckless, Friend of the Devil, Reckless book number 2 from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. We're excited about that. Last but not least, guys, Superman Up in the Sky, Tom King, Andy Kubert. Let's see. So this might be the first time I'm running into Andy Kubert's work too, like, with knowing the name Andy Kubert going into it, right? Like sometimes you might read a Superman issue and it's like, oh, artwork by Andy Kubert or whatever, but this is gonna be the first like Andy Kubert series. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think of if I recognize the name on anything else, but obviously Tom King's a name I know pretty well. Scrolling through, I mean, it's just flipping all these pages. You get some nice stuff, man. Some nice stuff. But yeah, so I don't even know what the series is about, dude. I just know that it's a Superman series that everybody says you gotta read, and it's one that I haven't read before, man. So looks like we're going into space a little bit too. So yeah, man, Superman Up in the Sky. Excited to check it out. So that's what we're reading in the month of February, man. We got the Omni, we got the Deluxe Edition, we got 2 different kind of trade, the sizes of a trade or whatever. But that's where we're at. This is everything, the comic books that I'm reading in the month of February. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you plan on reading in the month of February? Let me know. I'd be curious. I can always add things to my TBR. I really appreciate that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and let's try to get the shot. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics.